What's up, everybody? It's the D. Daryl Smith. How's everybody doing out there today? And of course, we are doing our quickie review for The Flash episode 19, Back to Normal, which will be sponsored by Nerdcore Movement. And I really do appreciate everybody for all the views and likes and everything that I've been getting lately. But for everybody who knows how this goes, we're going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and my speculations for the next episode based on how the end credit scene worked. The number one thing for me for this episode was I loved how Barry is adjusting. Not just Barry, actually. It's the entire Flash team adjusting to Barry not having his powers anymore. The way he explained how everything went when the episode began, he first was able to speed through everything when he had his speed, I thought was really cool to actually see what it's like for him now that he has to adjust to being slow again. It's no different from what happens if you have your powers, or if you may injure yourself and you have to retrain yourself, or if you lost a skill and you have to train yourself how to do certain things again. I thought that was really cool just because of how everything works with you being back to who you are now. You get used to a year of doing something and now you're back to doing things the old way. It's hard kind of adjusting. So I'm sorry, here got my handy dandy notes right here. I'm trying to read off the screen since somebody didn't want to type my notes up. I mean, it's not like I have an intern or anything. Another thing that I did like was Harrison Wells' character in this episode. I thought, especially when the villain of the week was speaking to him about the past mistakes that season one's Harrison Wells, or the Reverse Flash, Ibarthon, whatever you want to call him, and how he has to cope with living a life cursed from past previouses from his doppelganger. And once he's actually, pretending to make up the cure for the particle accelerator for the guy's disease, you can see on his face on how he's not. It's not that he's not. He's feeling it for once. He's actually showing emotions. Just prior to the accident he was in, his daughter doesn't want anything to do with him, and I bet that that was almost the icing on the cake that really brought him back down to earth to humiliate him a little bit. And I thought that was fantastic. I know that we had to, even though he couldn't be the Reverse Flash from the first season, I understand why we had to bring Harrison Wells back for this next season, because he was one of the better characters that I did enjoy from the first season, bringing him back. Next for me was the team having to use their skills other than just the Flash's speed to take on the character, or to take on the villain of the week, I may say, being one man down with Caitlin being on Earth 2, which I will talk to in a minute. The fact that the team was able to take care of an actual villain without having to use their powers at full strength with the team. And I thought that Jesse was able to bring in a brand new team member for the actual squad that they would actually be able to use, which was to make the character use up his powers. Obviously, he got older every time he exhausted his ability, which I thought was really cool. And obviously the last thing that I really enjoyed was on Earth 2 was not so much the back and forth between Caitlin and Killer Frost. I thought that was very fine. But the relationship that Zoom wants to have with Caitlin now that she knows 100% he's Zoom, he is the villain, he's a monster. The fact that he still wants to have a relationship with her, and he promises that she will get better from this, or she will come around, I thought was a very cool aspect. And the fact that she was bringing up certain key words that would kind of click Zoom back to the night that his mother died from his father killing her. And I thought that was really cool too. It kind of humanizes Zoom a little bit. Everybody has a weakness. The question is, they try their best not to show it, but there are keywords and phrases that make you kind of turn your head for a minute to make you think about something. And I thought those were very cool, just because, like I said, of the fact that he is not all bad. There is a reason why he did this, especially with the reason that I said in the last episode. There is a reason why he is the way he is. And there wasn't really any bad for me in this episode, and I thought that was a really good thing. This was a character piece. This was this was kind of like the rehab episode, because everybody just took a big blow from last week's episode. I thought that this was good, that Wally wanted to meet the Flash. He kept bothering Joe, and everybody has to learn to cope with this in different ways. Obviously, it's hitting Barry the most because he doesn't have the powers anymore, but it does infect the team entirely. And the last scene of the show that I liked, were actually two, was the fact that Caitlin convinced Zoom that she wanted to go home. However, Zoom said he's trying to expand his kill count, basically his record. Instead of just hurting people on one Earth, how about I hurt people on multiple Earths, and that's how you bring your record up quickly. So I think that will be something that we're going to have to take care of in the next couple of episodes. And then, like I said, the last thing for me was the key line that Harrison Wells said at the end. He said, hey, this is what we did. This is what we have to do. And based on everything that the Harrison Wells from this Earth has done, I feel that we can get you your powers back by creating another particle accelerator. Now, for all those sweaty nerds out there like me, that is a direct line to the Flashpoint paradox, when the Flash was able to get his powers back by recreating that storm. And not so much the comic for me, but when I actually watched the Flashpoint Paradox show, animated movie, I found that really cool. Like, in order to get his powers back, we might have to recreate that scenario. And I thought that was very smart that they all could do, considering the fact that this wasn't a freak of nature that gave Barry his powers. It was something scientific. And if it's something scientific, why can't they recreate that event? And I think that would be phenomenal. I don't know if Barry will get his powers back in the middle of the episode, towards the end of the episode, maybe the episode after that, but in order to take Zoom back on, he's going to have to get his powers back, and I kind of hope that's the way they go with this whole the particle accelerator explosion. I think that would be very cool. So all in all, with this episode today, like I said, it was a lot more good for me. The bad was a little bit of the pacing, which I didn't have too much of a problem with. It never really took me out of the episode. But I will give this episode an actual 8.5. And I think that is a really good one. Not as powerful as the one last week, but it was a really good follow-up because of the massive event that happened last week with the Flash actually losing his powers. Now, you guys can check all of my videos up that are coming up on my YouTube page, which is darylsmith.com. I know I was finally able to get all of my legal names back, so it's just DAROLSMITH. That's Facebook, Instagram, my YouTube, SoundCloud, and my Facebook. Anything you need, whatever it is, just make sure you guys hit that subscribe button for me. Give me likes and comments on how to make my videos better, and I really do appreciate it. You can also catch this video and other news in the Nerdcore movement on their social media, which is nerdcoremovement.com, and their the Twitter account, and Nerdcore Move with the capital MOV. They also have anything that expands not just in the televisions, but anything that happens in the world of us hardcore nerd fans, so or sweaties, whatever you like to call them. So I just want to appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching my video, and I will have Legends of Tomorrow coming up on Thursday. We will be having the NFL draft, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of juggling. So everybody just bear with me, and I will get those episodes up as soon as possible for you guys. Until next time, peace!